Welcome to Public Speaking with Peter George. Do you want to be calm, confident, and credible every time you speak in public? Then stay tuned as Peter and his guests discuss public speaking tips, techniques, and tactics that help you increase your impact, influence, and income. Here's your host, the author of The Captivating Public Speaker, Peter George.
Do you network? Better yet, do you network with intention so you can accelerate your business growth? If you're not intentionally networking, or even if you are, listen in as Jocelyn Chong explains how you can be a more deliberate networker and achieve success sooner. Jocelyn is an internationally recognized networking specialist, 4-time #1 international bestselling author, high-performance sales speaker, and coach. She has over 20 years of experience leading multiple 8-figure businesses and building high-performance sales teams in the banking and finance sectors. Having been featured in many leading media outlets, she is regarded as a thought leader in the banking industry. Here's my conversation with Jocelyn Chong. Jocelyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Peter. I really appreciate this opportunity that we get to chat and serve your clients.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And we're going to speak about networking.
Yes, we are.
I'm a firm believer that networking is important. Whatever type of networking it might be that you choose to use, it's important. So let's start right off with what's a common myth about networking?
I think the first few thoughts that comes about with the word networking is that you're going in there to sell. You're going in there to get something. And it can be quite intimidating because you don't know who you're going to talk to. And more often than not, you buy a ticket from online and you go, all right, dress up, you drive there, you walk into the event, you introduce yourself to all these strangers. You hope to, start a conversation, talk about your business, and then you hope that something is going to convert into business leads. So those are the common, I suppose, way of people approaching networking. But what has shifted the last 3 years is that there's a lot of people that network online now. And so there's many networking events that are available from a global perspective. And I've attended many of them, being part of many of them the last 3 years, that I think we can take networking to a whole nother level that is intentional for both parties and that it can be really meaningful. And it can convert to high quality introductions and also impact the bottom line positively as well.
Can you give some examples of intentional networking?
Absolutely. Being part of a group where you can network with book collaborators and you participate and you share and contribute a chapter in a book. And when you network between 22 people to 30 people, depending on the number of authors in a book collaboration project, that is a very powerful way to network because you're sharing the same journey together. You've got different types of business that you come across. You're writing a chapter of your story, what you teach, and it gives the audience a taste of who you are. And throughout that journey, there's a lot of collaborative work. You can exchange information with other authors and see how you can ask for support. And I can go on and on about it, but that is one example around book collaboration projects. The next one that I can offer that's really powerful is podcasting. Podcasting is a powerful way to network because you get to share your stories and you get to share your journey and you will infuse, some, nuggets of wisdom into the conversation. And then from there, you build relationship with the podcast host. And there's many other things that you can start to collaborate, partner, and add value to each other's business and journey.
What do you see as one of the biggest challenges people have with networking? If I can throw in an idea that I have, what you said before about people saying, hey, I hope I go sell something. Well, if you have 100 people at a networking event who say, I want to go sell something, and no one's saying, I want to buy something, 100 sellers and no buyers, that doesn't work. How do people get over that challenge and use networking more effectively?
What I would actually describe what you just said is very much the unintentional way of networking where we go in, we want to sell something, and there's tons of people who wants to go in and sell something. And so I actually share how the intentional way of networking is to build relationship first. When we establish trust, we come from a place that we genuinely want to serve. We really prepare ourselves in terms of follow-up and then get to know others before we jump on and say, this is what I can do for you. This is how you can buy from me. It's just so confronting. And if you can stand out from the intentional way, build relationship, offer, be resourceful, how can you serve them before you can get them to buy something from you? It's a whole nother level of energetics. And that makes it so much more attractive for people to go, you stand out of the crowd. You didn't shove your business card to me and your flyer and go, next week I've got this. Why not come to my, business and I'm going to offer you, 30% because we met today. But if you shift the way you do networking and you go in with a place and a heart of going, how can I serve you? What are the current challenges that you face? And think about maybe other people in your network that has got that solution. Maybe you have got that solution. And then start to introduce the idea without shoving the idea and go, this is my service, please buy. Because it's a different energy. It's a different fine line that people come when it is that different mindset. People can feel it. That vibration is in the air. And you can stand out the right way when you intentionally network in that kind of energetics.
So what you're describing, if I'm hearing you correctly, is be of service to people as opposed to just going in and try to sell, and also starting a relationship.
Yes. And seek to understand, because a lot of people don't even understand their clients' problems or even ask, and they offer a solution. So it's important to listen and inquire and discover and find out more and be attentive, be interested. A lot of people go in with the mindset that this is my product features, this is my product benefits, this is my package, this is what you need. But how would I know I need that? I may not have that pain point, problems, challenges at all. So it's really important to shift that mindset from that unintentional way of working with others to really shift that to intentional. How can we really seek to give, like you said, Peter? How can we seek to serve? How can we seek to understand and be really interested in people because you genuinely want to care for them, not the product that you sell? That is important.
Like most things in business, it's a people thing.
Yes.
What advice do you have for someone who's introverted or even shy and might not want to walk into a room with a bunch of people they don't know?
Peter, you're speaking to my old self. The shy, introverted, scary, I don't know how to speak in a public forum person. That was my old self. And what I've learned from my own journey that I want to share and advise our audience and anyone who, watch this in the future is that it is something that you can learn. We might have areas that we are shy with because we had not been shown or taught how to do it the right way around. So we don't know what's possible on the other side, number one. And for us who are very introverted, what we can do is start small, because everything that we can improve by 1% each time we give it a go, we are 1% better. And so for me, I was very shy to speak in a public forum. I had all these brilliant ideas. I was ambitious, but I didn't know how to speak up because I didn't know what's possible and I've never seen it. So I started to listen to podcasts. I started to attend a lot of workshops. I read a lot of books. I joined Toastmasters. And that was my foundation. And then I started to challenge myself. I would say yes before I'm ready, and to get onto speaking opportunities, to get onto committees that I can volunteer to allow myself to contribute my perspective. So those are the steps that I took over time that allow me to grow my confidence and then to take more responsibilities. And with more practice, with more feedback as well. Never be afraid to ask feedback from people who you trust for guidance, for more direction. A lot of us are fearful of rejection when we ask for feedback because they might say something that we don't like to hear. But if we are ready to really step up and go, those feedback are intended for my highest good, why wouldn't I receive it? But you got to also ask feedback from people who 10, 50 steps ahead of you, and they're ready to share that willingly. And find those people around your network. If you look at the 5 fingers that you have today and ask yourself, who are the few that you can walk up to and go, hey, you know what? I want some of your input in this. I would love for you to give me 1 or 2 thoughts that I can really sharpen this area in terms of speaking. Would you be happy to, share a few ideas that I can really lift up my game? And take note, implement, not just listen and receive, because, the next part is, yes, we ask for that, we receive that, we go away, we implement that. And that's where the magic comes in. And you would watch yourself transform very quickly. There was a season in my life that I was not ready to ask for feedback because my ego was strong. And it was very loud. It was getting in the way of my success because I always believed that I know it all. And I realized that the know-it-all self is not going to help me achieve the next stage of my career progression or build my confidence in speaking. And so I had to really ask myself, if you want to go forward, you've got to really deal with the ego part, which is the huge area that I had to overcome. And then the second thing is to ask for feedback, and to ask for feedback from mentors who are very ready to guide you. And then to walk away with those information and implement them, because that's where all the nuggets of wisdom can really make significant change in the way you speak, the way you show up, the way you want to contribute to the society in a more impactful way.
Have you heard what noted speakers and readers are saying about Peter's book, The Captivating Public Speaker? You can do no better than investing in Peter George's new book. Chapters are meticulously organized, and every topic is handled with in-depth detail. This book is the ultimate resource. After this episode, please use the link in the show notes to check out The Captivating Public Speaker on Amazon. Now back to Peter and his guest.
If you're nervous about going to a networking event, does it help to bring someone with you?
Yes. So great question. 2 parts to that. If you are shy and you don't know how to walk into an in-person networking event, start with an online one. Because in an online one, you're networking in the comfort of your own home. Once you build that muscle up, find a local networking event that you can go out and meet people. Because when you go out, you meet people, you shake hands, you do eye contact, you allow yourself to join a smaller group, you start to ask questions. Because in an online networking event, usually you have got breakout rooms and everyone get, a minute or 2 to speak. It's a different format, but it's a great way to introduce to someone who's a bit shy, who's a bit more introverted. You've got ways and steps to build that muscle up. And over time, you strengthen that muscle. And don't be discouraged if first time it didn't work in the way you expected it to be. Don't let that impact how you feel. But the more you overcome that, the better you become. And then you surround yourself, you see those people who are expanders, how they have done it. And I'm like, how I can learn to be like them as well. What are the traits? What are the characteristics? What they do different? And more often than not, they'll say and share some stories about their own journey and how they overcome their fear of speaking, or how they overcome, fear of entering into a strange group that they have never been part of. And that's where, stories are powerful to help people learn from, A to B as well. Be in that environment of learning, and I guarantee you, success is at your doorstep. You just need to be there, position you're there.
I think one of the other benefits of doing it virtually at the beginning is you can put notes on your computer, little sticky notes, right? Encouraging you, or this is what I want to say.
Absolutely. Peter, you mentioned and brought up a very powerful point. So, a couple of things that you want to prepare yourself ahead of any event that you are present is to put down maybe 100-word bio of who you are, what you stand for, what you do, so that when you are asked those questions, you're not tongue-tied and you're not trying to look for the answers. If you write it down, you already are a winner. You can see and you witness it. And then the next thing is if you can practice a talk in front of the mirror, watch yourself. And then the next step up is to record yourself on your iPhone, your Samsung, whichever Google phone that you got, and video a 1-minute talk. Now, hey, all of us would have seen IG Reels, would have seen so many ads now that everyone's dancing on TikTok, whatever. Now, your challenge is if you have never done that on a video, do a 60-second talk to the video and watch it back. And then see, all right, can I actually finesse that part? How can I improve? Maybe my eye contact, maybe I smile too much, maybe I'm too fierce, maybe I'm not warm. All that you can practice. If you practice that, usually what I've found is that I do a lot of those training. And when people do it 12 times, 20 times, they know, right? All right, I need to improve on that. And they start to embody the message they wrote. And then when they show up for the meeting, it's like it is a natural thing to bring that up. Because a lot of times we play all the ideas and who we are, what we stand for, who we want to serve in our head. And so if you do that practice, you video yourself and you actually watch it back to improve. Don't criticize to make yourself bad. Do it in a mindset that I can improve so that I can be a better person, a better presenter. You will watch the true magic and transformation happens there and there.
I think that helps you get more comfortable with yourself.
Yes. And you are in your body. You are really being fully present in your body. So it's very powerful.
Jocelyn, this has been very helpful. Where can my listeners connect with you?
There's some more ways that you can come in and connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and also my website where you can come and look into my website. There's a number of resources that you can tap into. If you found that today's conversation, you actually drew some nuggets of wisdom, check out. And I would love to connect with you all and see how I can be more of service to you all as well.
And we can be part of your network.
Absolutely.
Jocelyn, thank you so much for being here.
Most welcome, Peter. Thank you so much again for having me on your show.
That's a wrap of another episode of Public Speaking with Peter George. Be sure to tune in again for a conversation with another public speaking expert. And remember to use the link in the show notes to go to Amazon and check out Peter's acclaimed book, The Captivating Public Speaker.